job consisted of trying to sort out this laurel bush, try to shape it or do something with it, and to take the buddleia down. Take it down quite a long way, I think, because it got a bit big for that corner. And here we have it's an archway, a sort of tunnel, just covered in ivy and some nasty old rambling roses at the top. We'll try and sort something with that. As you can see, it's a bit snug. You want to go through it now. And the next bit I've got to do is where the ladder's leaning on. That's a little old apple tree which needs a winter prune. And this beech hedge. Try and do something with that. And then there's a bit of a privet hedge just there in front. And that's the other side of the ivy arch. See the roses sticking up. Oh yeah, and all them roses on the posts have got to be cut down just below the post, that top rail, as the posts going rotten. They've got to be replaced. This is about 8:15 in the morning, and there was a bit of frost, but as you can see, it's absolutely blazing sunshine. And this is actually the day after my last video, where I got very wet, extremely cold. The weather at the moment is just so up and down, it's unbelievable. Luckily, after I'd cut the ivy, the garden waste bin was actually empty, and it was actually due to be emptied about 10 o'clock that morning. So all the ivy I cut quick as I could, and filled the green garden bin up, and that went straight out. And then within half hour that was being emptied and back in again, ready to fill up again, which I filled up with a chipper, which you'll see later in the video. As I was saying, this isn't hard to cut, it's just the rambling roses in there. They tend to snag up a little bit, and they are particularly sharp, rambling roses as a rule. I know a lot don't like them, and I can understand why. They can catch you. I did actually have one go sort of slash me across the neck virtually. Luckily it didn't dig in. Fortunately there's a little bit of damp this time of year on this ivy, so it wasn't too bad to cut, because you can get a hell of a lot of dust coming out of it sometimes if you're cutting it in the summer, and it's quite choking. There's it mostly done. Still got a bit on the back corner to do where the privet hedge is, but I decided to do that when I cut the privet hedge at the back. And there's from the front, and I managed to cut in the pathway a bit more to get through a bit easier. Everything in this garden tends to grow a bit more one-sided, but as you can see where the sun's coming up, and it tends to follow right through that way. There's the bit on the corner that I haven't cut yet, but I left it for when I do this bit of privet hedge. I actually cut this privet hedge probably a couple of months ago for the lady, so there's not an over amount of growth on it. I know everyone likes different hedges. Privet is actually my favourite to cut. It's quite forgiving, but it always looks nice after they've been done. They look just right to me. Right, this is the back corner that I left of the ivy arch where it joins the privet. I didn't know at the time there was a little bit of moisture on the camera lens, so I do apologise for that. That'll be gone in a bit though. And as you can see, I've finished off the top of the privet, so it's just really sorting this bit of corner out. There's my little trellis. They're brilliant little trellises. Sometimes you just want to be that 6 inches, a foot higher sometimes, and it saves messing around with ladders. And there she is, all done. Right, I'm on the beech hedge here now, and I took all the side off with the hedge cutter, but the top I've actually done all the secateurs. It's a funny beech hedge, it's not dense at all. The bottom is very bare, and really the only growth is on the top as such. But I think it's because it's so bare at the bottom, there's so much energy going up. This year old growth is very woody, so I find it easier just to do it with the secateurs. Yeah, obviously if it was a lot longer hedge, I'd have to think about using a hedge cutter, but it's probably 20 feet of it at most really. So, but the worst bit of this hedge is that back edge towards the neighbours. There was a few pieces I actually had to cut out with a saw, and I also had to, which I didn't film, cut the neighbour side as well, which I did by working my way through the bottom of the hedge, up the back, and sort of stood on top of the fence post and cut that way, because the neighbour's garden wasn't the tidiest and I didn't fancy going around there trying to clear it up. So I'll just quickly show you the ladder I was using. It's a three-way one, which there again is there. You can be using extension as well. So that's the beech done. Managed to get it fairly straight. Right, this is the roses we have to do next. As I was saying, it had to be tucked down below that first rail there, as the posts are starting to go rotten. These are because these are actually climbing roses. I made sure I left in the main stem, just to be sure they'd survive this cut. But some of these I should imagine were 6-8 feet long, what I cut off. I would always suggest, even if you don't wear gloves, which you should really on these, always wear impact glasses or some sort of eye protection. I spent 12 years in commercial rose production, and I had plenty of injuries, and I remember one bloke I worked with ended up in hospital for an eye injury. I won't go into too many details, but he had a lot of stitches. I've actually got a scar down the side of my nose from a rose bush that slashed me in the middle of winter, and that scar's been there about 20 years now. So you know, don't underestimate them, they will bite you in one form or another. It's not just the thorns that get your fingers. Again, most of this was cut with secateurs, but I just sawed 1 or 2 bits out. I just thought I'd show you the amount of waste. The camera don't really do it justice in respect of how much there actually is. At this point I've already done the buddleia now, I didn't see the point filming it, effectively all cut a bud down. But I thought I'd take the opportunity, because the bin is empty, that is totally empty, to show you how much waste there was and to show you how much will go in the bin. So we've actually got a lot of beech, obviously the buddleia, and there's actually a hell of a lot of rose there as well. And we had quite a bit of privet actually that came off from the back of the privet hedge. The only thing I found with when chipping, I think probably when chip it off, them just last few leaves on the buddleia, because they're so soft, it shreds them, but it sort of don't blow them very well. There's a bit of rose going through. There isn't so much weight in all this waste, it's just the bulk of it. And I think most of the sort of buddleias, etc., have extremely bulky waste. I think it's just leaf I pulled out there because I could smell smouldering it was on it too. I would say it reduces the waste at least 6 to 1, at least. I know some of you chaps sort of like seeing the chipper, so I tried to safely show you what happens inside. Obviously I don't stick my hands in on the heading, but just sort of held the flap up. I did have face guard down on the helmet. There we go again. Certainly wouldn't want to put fingers in it. Right, this is all the waste that you see on the ground there. I chipped. I purposely let it drop on the ground a bit because I had a rake up anyway, so it made no difference. But I actually did level the top of the bin a bit after this, and I did jump on it a couple of times, and it actually sunk down about a foot, so I got a bit more in. This is the after shot. As you can see, the lap tree's done. The archway's all finished. That's the beech and the privet. And as I say, there was a laurel and the buddleia. There was 1 or 2 things at the front for the lady and all, which I didn't film them though. And there's a back view of the arch and the privet. Thank you for watching, and hope it was of interest.